How to create a swirl design in Photoshop. Create a document 1500 by 1500. Then go to the Gradient tool. You can find it in the Tools panel. Go up here for the Gradient Editor, click there, and I would suggest selecting this nice rainbow gradient. Select that one of the default gradients. Linear, and then go for difference of the mode. Creates a lot of wonderful colour, and that's what we want. So just going to apply it now across here, and you can apply it multiple times. Create that, and once you're happy with the colours, you've got a lot of colour in there, you can apply filter effects. So filter menu and go down to distort and twirl. I'd suggest 999. Now you might think, oh, that colour's not right. If it's not, you can always cancel and then just apply it a couple more times in that central bit just to get a lot of different colours. That's the key thing. So filter, distort and twirl. Yes, that's a bit more like it. Got some reds, I've got some blues there, all in that centre, and that's the key area. Going with 999 and click OK. Once you've done that, you need to set up a clone source. Go here and clone stamp tool. That's in the Tools panel. Select that and hold down the Alt or Option key on the keyboard. And when you do that, you see the cursor change. And that will give a reference point for the clone source. And that can be found in the window menu. Clone source. Click there. And now you've set that up. It just says untitled. That's the name of the document. And you can set the scale, the angle, etc. that's going to be used with this. I would suggest another document, or go to File and New, and then just go with exactly the same, 1500, 1500. You could, of course, duplicate this via the image menu as well. And now apply it. However, key thing here, go for this, aligned, turned off. You can use any brush, but I would suggest something like this, soft mechanical 65 pixels. Set it for like 121, 120, that's what I'm going with, and blend mode normal, and apply. Apply it a fair amount, and you can apply it a couple of times, just over there. Just now make it go out a reasonable distance from the centre. You don't have to. You may want just a very tiny small bit there, but you can go for the full, because it's quite a bit of it. If you go too far, you end up seeing a line where you hit the edge of the document. You might not want that. But try and create it, move it over a bit each time. If you want a nice swirl that's going, or scroll design, I guess it's another way of saying it, for a Photoshop document. And you can apply it multiple times. However, apply it. Now that one's maybe a bit too big, but it's nice to get some more colour into it. But what you can also do is you've got this clone source panel, and it uses that previous document, and you can set the scale. So you want to, you can turn around and say, I don't want it 100%, I want it 75. You can also change the angle as well. And what that does, makes it slightly smaller. Doesn't change the brush or anything, but it just changes what the source material. That is now obviously slightly smaller now. I could have gone for 50%, it'll be half the size of before. And you can see, of course, what's happening is you're getting more of these colours into it. You apply all over there. Maybe you make very tiny ones there. And also, once you've done that, go over here and set it to 50. Reduce it down a bit. So again, 50 there. You've got to see slightly smaller. And you go for 25. And that just brings it a lot more colour. So otherwise, it would just be all green. Greens and reds. However, I'm going to go with that. Well, I don't want that to be the end. I'm going to go to Filter and Stylize and Oil Paint. I want to smudge it a bit. Makes it nice and smeary. It all blends the colours in a bit. Stylization 9.3, cleanliness 8.7. Keep lighting off. Click OK. And you can apply it a couple of times. So Filter and Oil Paint. So 3 or 4 times. However, once you've done that, you might like to go to Image, Adjustments and Levels. Just boost that up a bit, change that bit. Just makes it a bit duller, I think, the oil paint. I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe it isn't, but it looks duller. And I'd just like to brighten it up a bit. However, what you can do, you can use this as a clone source as well. Again, make sure you've got that selected, clone stamp tool. Hold down the Alt or Option key, go up here, select a clone source there. Second one this time, of course, or any of the other ones. Hold down the Alt or Option key and set it at the centre. And again, File and New, exactly the same dimensions, click Create. And now it'll be using that one. Now it's 100%, it's back to 100% again. You can reduce it down, of course. Now it's slightly more complex in the way it's done this time. So you might decide, you know what, let's just not have it. Just apply it just to get all the nice swirls and maybe 3 or 4 bits of it. You don't have to. You don't have to do this stage at all. You might think, well, the last stage was good enough. But you can bring in a load more twirls there. And again, you've got the same thing. You can turn around and say 50%. Just reduce it down. So you can create even more twirls into the design. It only requires a little soft touch. This, I'm using an art pad and pen, but mouse, I'm using a mouse now. You can do exactly the same with a mouse. And of course you can use different brush. I'm just using that very basic, nice blurry brush. However, you don't have to. You could use any of the other brushes that are available to the clone stamp. And you can see the design there. And you can, of course, resize it. Don't have to keep it that. Maybe go for 25%. Reduce it down a lot. Now it's linked. You can see it's linked there. It doesn't have to be that. You could make it 100% and 25%, which would create some interesting designs as well. And you can see as you do that, you can add more all over this. And again, decide, you know what? I don't want it that. I want it 125%. So you make it even bigger than the original. Bringing that very soft touch. Now you could also, of course, I'm applying it with normal. You could apply it with lighten. And then you can see you can create other effects as well, bringing in just soft touch there. You could just apply it over the nice swirls, just slightly. Yeah, that's quite beautiful. Once you're happy with that, again, what you can do, you can always go to Filter and down to Stylize and Oil Paint. Now I can see I haven't done the edge particularly brilliantly. Let's just, now obviously that's there. Let's put lighten, let's put it back to normal. So you can just see it just there. Just create a few bits that I missed. You can see it, once you do it, apply the oil paint, you can really notice that there's slight little bits of white that are just not what I want. Right, again, Filter and Oil Paint, and you can see the effect there. All nicely smeared in, swirled all over the place. Well, hope you found this tutorial of interest. Any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Always great to hear from you. Thank you much.